Chapter 29. My desire to reveal the Father to man. Having seen it, I could not help falling down on my knees and crying out of an enormous love within me for that magnificent Creator and Source. I was weeping out of happiness, out of love, out of that sensation that I was not separate and lonely in that tremendous ocean of the vibrations of consciousness, but rather I was being cared for and supervised as a living creature of that wonderful creation, and who is capable of making his own contribution to enlightening that very creation and removing that black tar patch on the shirt of a blinding whiteness. Then I felt that the most remarkable part of my mission on this world, as well as on my other worlds, would be to reveal that very enormous love from Creator I had just experienced. And I would be able to pass the power of that brilliant luminosity over to my brethren, best of all by the symbol of the Father, who loved all and each. That is it, by the symbol of the Father of all and of each. By the Father symbol not only of the chosen people, not only of the Jews, not only of the rich, but also of each poor one, of each Gentile, of each child opened up to that magnificent love. The way the Jews honored the family and the Father's role in it, that way I would expand my teaching about the Father on high. My desire was so great to help those brethren who were hurt and full of the fear vibrations feel what I had felt, see what I had seen, comprehend what I had comprehended, live all that meaning which changed everything from within, so that even the most evil and angry man could turn into a pure and marvelously shining person. I was feeling such a love within me that also turned into a powerful and knowing for certain faith in that only center. And it was obvious to me that by fusing with his vibrations, I was turning into such as he was. And I was turning not only into such as he was, but I also could do what he was doing. He created these marvelous waves of love by his vibrations, and everything was filled with bliss. And I would also be able to send that bliss to others. He could effect those vibrations that were the most unsuitable and least adapted to his luminosity by his blinding, shining vibrations. It meant that I could also do the same. Therefore, in a physical suffering and affliction that did not match that blinding luminosity of the energy information vibrations could be substituted by the vibrations emanated by the Creator to remove that affliction. It was completely obvious to me that everything was in such a tender and soft motion that any painful experiences were only due to man's ignorance, that his own low consciousness energy vibrations were to be purified up to the higher ones. Then all the diseases, all the suffering, all the discrepancies would fade away. A beautiful concord which I had watched in the vast creation would step in. I was watching my own role in it, the one I had played prior to my appearance in the human flesh on this world, and the one I would play after my ascension to the Father from this wonderful world on which I saw so much pain and distorted vibrations that were not in accord with those vibrations that were embracing each of us on this world. The only thing that remained for man in order to really believe it was to know about it and experience it. I was in this fear that I saw the path of my mission, to bring man to such a concept that there was a marvelous center, Father, loving all and each, and his love was already enveloping us all and each, like a fog enveloped a valley. The only thing that we needed to do was to feel it within after we let it in, while entertaining our faith that this love was for all and for each rather than for those singled out. And it is only we who can decide as to when we might learn about it. Should we believe it or not? Should we discover and experience that love within or not? Should we share it with all and uniformly at that or not?